What's good, you guys? I am here with a special guest. You already know you got my partner,
Parker Brown.
and we're here with
Cory T. You know, she was in that top bracket. International High School also has a baccalaureate program. And,
Okay.
You know, so, to see how my daughter started out and the struggles and the issues and where she is now, parents getting involved is important. And
Right.
you can change your child's life by
Yes.
staying involved.
Right.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question, right? So what changes have you seen from previously when you were on the board till now?
Well, for one thing, the communication with the community and the district is not where it really should be.
Okay.
I know nothing is going to be perfect all the time, but I do really feel like there needs to be a much stronger level of communication. And then, as well as the parents, there has to be some give and take as well.
Right.
So, if the district sends out information, try to disseminate that information to your friends, to your neighbors, and so forth.
Right.
Right.
Yes. So because here's some of the things where I found, because my daughter's a senior in high school now as well, and she wants to be a marine biologist, and I'm like, okay,
Wow.
we ain't never had one of those in the family.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a 5 year, not a 4 year.
Another generation.
A whole other generation. So
Yeah.
when I'm looking into these things and I'm trying to find information, is it a lack of access or a lack of understanding?
It's a combination.
A combination.
Okay, it's a combination. Okay.
It's a combination.
It is.
Would more programs help to alleviate that? And if so, what type of programs?
Well, what would happen is if those programs are properly implemented, that would actually help. Because you have plenty of programs that are in place, but they're not being properly implemented.
Okay.
So if you bring people in that have the credentials, they have the technical degrees and things, but they also have a passion for helping people. Because you have a lot of people who have the degrees, they have the book knowledge, but they don't have the heart to actually help the people.
Mm.
They don't like people, but they love the money that it brings, they love the benefits of it. And my thing is, you shouldn't even get started in public education if you don't love people.
Right.
Because you're always going to have interactions with the community.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you don't love people, public service is not for you at all. Whether it's volunteer, like school boards volunteer,
Right,
or whether
right.
it's city council, whatever position, if you're looking to serve in public office and you don't love people, you're on. It's not to say, look, it's not for you. You can clearly say, hey, I would rather do something in the private sector. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to operate in the public sphere, you have to have a love for people, genuine love for people. Yep.
When you say it that way, I got a question. It sounds like the people that are most at risk would have the biggest disparities in the Patterson school system.
Indeed.
What, if anything, is being done to address those things?
Well, that's where I come in, because I like to bring the community up to speed as to what's going on. And if we look at the numbers, special needs students are among the most marginalized. Primarily because it's very expensive. There's a lot of services that come into play, like my son. He's autistic, nonverbal. He's going to be 16 on the 28th. And when I looked at, what he's been through in his life with the different services, home health aides, things like that, there's so many, it's multifaceted. When you're dealing with a special needs child, it's not only in the classroom. It's this insurance, doctor's visits, so many different things that come into play. So when you have parents of children that have those issues, and then you may have parents that they're bilingual. So on top of needing services for their child with special needs, they're also bilingual, so they have to have somebody to translate it. So when you put all of that together, it does make that an issue that parents of special needs children are within that category of marginalized, because it's hard to kind of get those resources. That's why I keep pushing the narrative that you need to have at least one person on that board who is actually living
And
through this.
So we literally talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. And that's one thing I keep stressing, like, listen, I'm glad that people get to where they're at in life. You don't have to live in the struggle, but I would at least, for you to relate with me, at least, come check it out, like walk through it almost every other day. As like, if you're working at City Hall, you should be able to walk down the street like Anthony said. Like my dad lives on Ann Street, City Hall's down the street. It's more crackheads on that block than it's anywhere, and they don't just look. They just don't look.
Right.
So it's just like, what I'm saying? Like you said, if we can relate on that term of you like being in the struggle, and not saying you have to be, but just knowing the struggle, then I would definitely, I definitely love that right there, bro.
Absolutely.
So, when you speak about the disparities, and we obviously see that there are in the type of communities that they affect, I want to ask, what do you think that you can do differently? And maybe some of the people don't know, and that's what this is all about. It's actually about you getting to explain the policies and things that you would bring to the table. So let's imagine that I'm a parent with a child, and every time I talk to them, it's a little bit difficult for me to, just get them on the same page. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Maybe I can't spend enough time with them because I'm working and I'm trying to. I'm having to, maybe I might be a single parent. So those people out there who are doing their best and they're trying, who feel like I don't have the time to go to a city council meeting and get dinner done and all of those. Why should they vote for you?
Well, because right now we're dealing with, even though we're in the information technology age, it seems to be an extreme lack of information getting out to the public.
Ooh.
And it's crazy because this is the information technology age. So you think everybody should be able to have information. And so